can check out lynalden.com. I have a free newsletter that people can sign up for. It's actually pretty in depth. And then I also have a low cost paid research service, Lyn Alden Premium. If people want more regular updates about the markets or specific investment opportunities. And then lastly, check out Broken Money on Amazon or elsewhere. If you want kind of an overview over just how money works and a lot of things that people maybe haven't considered.
Lyn Alden is a renowned macro analyst and the author of Broken Money, a thought-provoking text that explores the history of money through the lens of technology. In the book, Alden essentially explores the broken state of the global financial system and how it is impoverishing billions of people worldwide while continuously and rapidly enriching in the top 1%. Alden also discusses how in the modern era energy abundance and technological enhancements have enriched and broadly improved all aspects of our lives, with the obvious and painful exception of our outdated monetary system. Man has walked on the moon, a countless remarkable medical advancements, and performed many other gigantic feats, yet we are still stuck with the same debt-based fiat system that has been proven to have a 100% failure rate. According to Lyn Alden, the time has come for us to permanent change our outdated monetary system and move from a debt-based, overly inflated, failing monetary system to one that supports scarcity and deflation, decentralization and ease of payments and settlements via a powerful digital network. Bitcoin, of course, checks all of these boxes and more, with the leading crypto's rising popularity in all corners of the world, coupled with the current very gloomy macro picture. Alden believes the United States and the rest of the world are drawing closer to a Bitcoin standard era, an era during which we will see an explosive increase in the global adoption of Bitcoin and an even more explosive increase in the crypto asset's price. We will now bring you clips from Alden's recent interview. Please watch the video to the end so you don't miss any important details. You can also help with the YouTube algorithm and support the channel's growth with a few simple actions. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos featuring Alden and other brilliant minds. Thanks and enjoy the video.
So I'm one of those people that likes both gold and Bitcoin for different reasons. I think they serve different purposes. Um, and for Bitcoin, I think there's a number of factors that are very shaping up to give it the next bull market, which basically the spot ETF can add demand for it. So any sort of commodity futures ETF generally has problems with performance compared to the underlying commodity. And so they're not super attractive. Uh, Bitcoin in like over the market trusts is also not super attractive to advisors. So an actual like exchange listed spot ETF by a major financial asset manager is a big deal for accessing tens of trillions of dollars of kind of capital that's currently not really allowed to invest in Bitcoin related products other than maybe some miners or MicroStrategy around the margins. And so that is, I think, a new source of demand. The halving takes away half of the new supply. And then the other factor is just that during bear markets, the fast money all leaves and the long-term convicted money keeps buying. And so more and more Bitcoin ends in strong hands. So people that buy and rarely sell, and that literally kind of take cold storage of it and kind of do all that. And that ends up tightening the market. So basically, a lot of the liquid supply is kind of taken off, and it only takes a small amount of new demand to come in and the price starts moving a lot because a lot of those, like, I'm not selling my Bitcoin at current prices. So I'm kind of like a price and flexible holder, at least in the current, there's a very big band for where I would consider actually selling some Bitcoin. And there's a lot of people like that. And so that's kind of the hodl wave cycle that it goes through. The other factor is that in my research, Bitcoin is the asset that is most closely correlated with global liquidity. And there's a couple ways to measure that. Michael Howe from Cross Border Capital probably has the most sophisticated liquidity metric. The one I use is simply global M2 denominated in dollars, right? So if you look at global broad money supply denominated in dollars, you're basically measuring how much credit creation is happening, how much money printing is happening, how is the dollar doing relative to other major currencies, which matters because so many countries have dollar-denominated debt. That's the unit of account for the world for in many aspects. And so that is highly correlated with Bitcoin. When that's going up, normally Bitcoin's going up. When that's going down, normally Bitcoin's going down, especially when you look at these things in rate of change terms. And so having a view about liquidity helps if you're trying to have a positive or negative view on Bitcoin. And so overall, I view 2024 again as a mixed environment. There's some industries that are absolutely suffering, and other ones that are just like recession, what recession?
Hmm.
And so people are debating between hard landing and soft landing. I've been referring to it as an emerging market landing, which is if you look at an emerging market when they have a recession, what does it look like? Well, as the prices usually go up in local currency terms, they don't do well in dollar terms or gold terms. Um, Usually people are still relatively employed, but with a general sense that things aren't going well. Like their overall purchasing power is not great, even though it doesn't feel like a developed market recession in a way. It's not like this big kind of disinflationary cycle. And you have very kind of mixed systems where if you're a emerging market corporation that is like defaulting on your dollar debt, you're having a bad time. Whereas if you're an emerging market exporter, and you're selling things for like dollars and you're hiring people that you pay in the local devaluing currency, you're doing fine. And so there's kind of like a big spectrum between how it's like a very different type of recession. It feels very different. And so I think that developed countries are going through a similar type of landing, which is that I don't think it's like a big 2008 style disinflationary crash. Instead, it's kind of this like high nominal environment. But that depending on where you are in the economy, it can feel like a recession or it can feel like not a recession. And so generally, my view on Bitcoin and gold is constructive for the next 2 years. Rather than say a 12-month time frame, I like to give myself a 24-month time frame because that's how long I think this next liquidity cycle could take to play out, maybe even 3 years. But I expect basically Bitcoin to do well. I expect gold to do well. I've been tracking gold to see if it would break all-time highs. It has. Now the question is, can it stay above it? Can it retest it and hit a higher low and kind of keep going from there? It already has in most other currencies. And so I consider them at different speeds. So for example, I do expect Bitcoin to outperform gold over the next, say, 2 years. But of course, you're taking on more volatility to get that potential outperformance. And so I expect both assets to do well at their own speeds. Um, and I think basically I'd also look at certain emerging market equities. You have to obviously be very selective. I'm generally constructive on Latin America overall and certain parts of Southeast Asia. Um, and so I think that those are the types of areas where I think that there's value and opportunity.
In her previous interviews, Alden often talked about a scary scenario when higher levels of background inflation become an everyday phenomenon for Americans, just like it is today for Egyptians. According to the renowned financial analyst, this grim future could be as close as 5 to 10 years when it finally happens. Alden is certain that everyone, even the current naysayers, will have no choice but to transition to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Alden believes we are at a point where the transition to a sound money system is completely inevitable. It might not seem too obvious to everyone right now because citizens in emerging countries with weaker currencies can temporarily depend on stronger currencies like the US dollar. But these so-called strong currencies are not without problems of their own. They are also getting inflated away, just not at the same pace as these other currencies. But someday, when we need to print even more and more to meet our massive debt obligations, the inflation rate will really speed up until the world can no longer depend on even the dollar to maintain wealth. When that day comes, and according to Alden, it will be much sooner than everyone believes, the world will unanimously turn to Bitcoin to maintain and increase its wealth. Do you agree that Bitcoin could be the only asset that can end all this and provide a level playing field for us all? Please share your thoughts on Alden's interview in the comments section below. Also, ensure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hey, Savvy Finance enthusiasts. Massive shout out for being the heartbeat of Savvy Finance. Your support has been the wind beneath our wings, and we can't express our gratitude enough. Now buckle up because we've got an exclusive deal just for you. Ever wanted a slice of the action? We're offering a golden opportunity to own part of our YouTube channel's potential future revenue. This isn't just an investment, it's an invitation to be a part of our story. Investing means you're not just an investor, you will be a participant in the future of Savvy Finance. No cheesy lines, just a genuine call to embark on this journey together. But wait, there's more. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, become a Savvy ambassador. Share our videos on every platform: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Your shares amplify our visibility, potentially translating to more views and more YouTube revenue. Here's the kicker. If our viewership increases, we would not just be growing financially, we would be making a tangible impact by spreading valuable financial education. Now the icing on the cake. Invest and you'll score exclusive access to our private Savvy Finance Discord. Here you can chat with Savvy Finance, swap ideas with fellow investors, and be at the forefront of exciting developments. Click on the link below to register your Gigastar account. You can also find the link to my offering page in the description below. Get your Gigastar account ready, review the offering details, and let's embark on this thrilling venture together. To the incredible Savvy community, thank you. Thank you for being the backbone of our success. Your journey is my journey, and together we're creating waves. Cheers.